Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 117. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. Check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I invite you to go ahead and click on that link on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. You can join me on camera after I do the weather, and then we can hang out. You can promote yourself, your business, say hello, belated happy holidays, happy new year, whatever. And also, if you share this out, that means that more people here in Durham can find out what's happening. So let's get started. Usually I start out with the word page, but today is Saturday, and that means the Let's Go page. Actually, let me put on my specs real quick and move my keyboard. And now that I have my specs on, I almost forgot. Let's not forget Dr. King Day is Monday. So here's the thing. I'm going to read from the how to page before I read from the let's go page. And how to honor Dr. King's legacy. So basically, we've been celebrating the Dr. King and the MLK holiday since 1994. It's being threatened now. That's not going to stop me from celebrating. So I'm just saying. So anyway, I have some events listed that maybe you can participate in. Now, the two main people who pushed for an MLK holiday. Now, I remember the whole campaign, and that is actually why Stevie Wonder wrote that "Happy Birthday" song. We play it at birthdays all the time, but we sometimes forget that that's why he wrote the song. So anyway, the plan for Congressman John Lewis and Senator Harris Wofford was to take a day on, not a day off, in honor of Dr. King, so that people can participate in events that create and strengthen community and social justice and equality. So not all the events that take part during MLK Day are, about equality and justice, but still, it's a great way to give back to the community. And I have a few events here. Um, in the past, I would have like dozens and dozens of events, but for some reason, either I can't find them, or they're all signed up for already, or people just aren't doing as many events as they used to. But here's what I came up with. So let's see. So tomorrow, so not everything's going to happen on Monday, obviously. So tomorrow, Keep Durham Beautiful is going to hold a Irwin Mills Historic Cemetery Workday. 2815 West Pettigrew is where the cemetery. It has a different name now. I was going to, darn it, I was going to write it down. I forgot to write. I think it's called Cedar Hill. I could be wrong. But anyway, the old Irwin Mills Historic Cemetery Workday is going to be tomorrow from 11 to 1, where volunteers are needed to help plant flower bulbs, remove invasive plants, and to pick up litter. Now you can click on the link that I provide for more information, but I suspect they're going to move the date because tomorrow we're supposed to have some adverse weather. I don't think they want you out there in the rain and snow planting bulbs. So click on the link so that you can at least keep up with Keep Durham Beautiful's uh, plans, because I have a feeling they're going to have to move that one. Here's another event, El Futuro. They're going to hold a Lakewood Shopping Center cleanup tomorrow. That's at 2000 Chapel Hill Road. And that's also going to be from 11 to 1, and volunteers are needed to pick up litter. And again, they might move the date also. I have a link for that too. And then the Botanica Garden and Grounds Community Workday is also scheduled for tomorrow from 1 until 3. 105 West Knox Street in Duke Park. And volunteers are needed to help with weeding and removing vines and brush. So again, all these events could have their dates changed, and I suspect they will. Now on Monday, I have three events. Keep Durham Beautiful is going to have a West Lakewood Avenue cleanup with Forest Hills and South Side neighbors. That's scheduled for 10 until noon, where volunteers are needed to help pick up litter. And then the Community Health Coalition, they're having a community outreach event at First Presbyterian Church, 305 East Main Street. And this is, I think they're helping people who are mostly homeless, but also people who are struggling. So that will be from noon until 4 on Monday. Volunteers are needed to help pass out food and also giveaways and to help with health screenings. And then medical professionals are needed to administer the glucose and blood sugar screenings at that same event. So there's two different links. And that's for Monday at 305 East Main Street, First Presbyterian Church from noon until 4. And then by Durham, they're having their Transit Equity Day Bench Build Prep Night at Reese City, and that's at 112 Broadway Street. So I think Transit Equity Day, I think that's going to be on February 4th. This is in preparation. And what they want volunteers to do from 6 until 8 on Monday is to help measure, cut, and label materials so that volunteers can come along later and then take these materials and quickly put together some benches. And I think the benches are for the bus stops. So I have a link for that too. Okay, and then this coming Wednesday, which is the 21st, Fresh Start Durham will be at St. Joseph's Episcopal Church, 1902 West Main Street. If you don't know already, Fresh Start Durham is a mobile shower facility, which is really slick. So, um, homeless people, everybody wants to keep clean. So, this is their opportunity to take fresh, free showers, which is really nice. So, they will be at St. Joseph's Episcopal Church from 7 until 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, and volunteers are needed to greet the guests, give them supplies for their free shower, and then to clean tidy the area up for the next guest. And then the Community Health Coalition at their office, which is at 308 Crutchfield Street, just north of Duke Regional Hospital, they need volunteers from 11 until 2 to help fill the food bags and to organize the food storage and the shelving units in preparation for their next grocery giveaway. And the Diaper Bank of North Carolina on the same day, which is Wednesday the 21st, from 2:45 until 4. They need volunteers to help them with their Essentials Hub. The Essentials Hub is a mobile unit that the Diaper Bank has where they distribute diapers, hygiene items, and other essentials directly to families, which is really slick. So they need volunteers to help them set up and break down wherever they're going to be. It doesn't say where they're going to be. I guess they're going to have several stops. I'm not sure. But also they need help greeting the families and to ask what they need. Because when they need diapers, they need the different sizes. So they want to, make sure that volunteers are there taking their orders and then helping to fulfill the orders and the requests. Okay, and then on Thursday, January 22nd, the Community Health Coalition, at their office, again, at 308 Crutchfield Street, they're going to have their food giveaway, the one that I just mentioned. So that's going to be from 11 till 3. So they need volunteers to check in the guests and then to place produce in each food bag and then they'll have a different, so these are all different jobs. So then a different volunteer will give the food bag to each guest, and then a different volunteer will collect signatures of support for school meals for all NC. And you can imagine what that's about, making sure that these school kids get food because it's hard to learn when you're hungry. Ask me how I know. So there you go. I have links for each of these events. And like I said, they're not all going to happen on Monday. And actually, you might find out as you're volunteering that these needs, they're really necessary for the whole year. These organizations are doing the good work all year. My throat's dry. all year round. So volunteers are actually needed throughout the year. And maybe you might figure out a way to maybe set aside time every now and then to help somebody do that good work. So that's the real magic about MLK Day, the fact that you can realize, if you don't already know, that people need help and that you can provide some of that help. It makes you feel good. And also, if you're young, or if you're low income, don't have a regular job, that volunteering can actually add to your resume and can lead to paid work. I mean, this can help everybody. It's a win-win situation. All right, let's go to the Let's Go page for the regularly scheduled reading of the events of the weekend. Let's see what's happening today. So today's what, the 17th? Okay, let me scroll down to 17. All righty. Okay, Durham Farmers Market. That goes on until noon in Durham Central Park. 501 Foster Street, park for free by going just west to Morris Street and park in the Measurement Incorporated parking lot. Now, I think you can also park right there on Foster Street. I forget who owns that parking lot, but I think it's open on Saturdays and you can park there as well and not have to walk downhill to the farmer's market. And it's good, like if you're in a wheelchair or whatever, you might not want to go downhill like that. Okay, the South Durham Farmers Market, same hours, 9 until noon. They're at Hub RTP 500 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. Now, at both farmers markets, you can get these tokens that can help you double your purchasing power. So, if you are using SNAP, EBT, WIC, if you live in a DHA building or house or whatever, you can double your money. So, don't just go there and shop. First, stop at the manager's table, and then, I guess you have to show whatever ID you have to show for that. And then they can give you some tokens and you can get even more food that you plan to get. So suppose you set aside, let's just say $15. We can get $30 worth of food. So you can definitely see the benefits there. They want everybody to have access to fresh food. So I really appreciate that. Okay, Wheels Durham, they're going to have kids bop skate for the little ones today from 11 until 1:30. Admission is 13. You can rent skates if you don't have skates already. Now, if you're an adult, age 18 plus, and you're just there to watch your little cousins, your siblings, or your kids, whatever, you pay $4, and that is at 715 North Hoover Road. Roller skating rink, Wheels Durham, now owned by the city of Durham. How about that? Now, the Community Health Coalition, I am mentioning them a lot. They're definitely doing the work. They're going to be hosting a food giveaway today at Kyle's Temple, AME Zion Church, 409 Dunstan Avenue. That will be today from noon until 2. You go there, you park on the street on the south side of the street of Dunstan, and bring a strong bag. If you don't have a bag, I think they have bags, but just in case, you might want to bring a bag just in case. But they'll be giving away food. Now, when you get there, like I said, you park on the street and then you head towards the church. Don't go upstairs. You need to go to that first door. And don't even knock on the door. That's a big, heavy door, and they're not going to hear you. Just walk in. That's what they want you to do. Just walk right on in, and they will welcome you and give you some food. So if you're struggling, definitely head over to Kyle's Temple and get some groceries today from noon until 2. Boxyard RTP, they'll be featuring original Americana tunes by The Simple Joy, and that will be from noon until 2. Boxyard RTP is an outdoor venue. So you might say, well, it's a little cold out there. Well, they have heaters. They have the propane heaters, and then they have heaters above. And the world's biggest fan pushing the hot air down, well, the warm air down. You should be okay. And if it does get too cold for you, you can always dip inside one of the restaurants. And while you're there, you might want to purchase a little something to eat. Okay. Ooh, we have a guest. Oh, James is back. Okay, I'll bring you on right after the weather. And I know we're going to be talking about music in a very special event happening next Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Now, Wheels Durham, they're back with Saturday Public Skate from 2 until 4:30 again, 715 North Hoover Road. Admission is 13, and again, you can rent skates if you don't have skates already. So that's from 2 until 4:30, and then they're going to have another session from 5 until 7:30, and the admission will go up by $1 to 14, I guess to get that party crowd. That happens. Now, Tobacco Road Tours, they're going to have the Durham Dark and Mysterious Ghost Tour, and that will be they'll be meeting at CCB Plaza at 7:30. You pay 22, 18 for young people ages 8 to 14. Then you can click on the link. So you can take that tour and learn about, I guess ghosts have been spotted in downtown Durham, I guess years ago. So you can take that tour and scare yourself. So you might enjoy that. Wheels Durham will host Hip Hop Saturday Night Skate. That's going to be tonight from 8 until 10:30. Admission is 14, and again, rent skates if you don't have them. Now, this is for skaters age 18 plus. They will be playing hip hop. It might have language, I don't know, but for the most part, these are for grown folks. Now, if a young person shows up, now you can be under age 18, but you have to be with someone older. Now, if you show up by yourself and you're under 18, you will be asked to pay $30. In other words, yeah, don't go. There you go. I do need to warn you, though, they do have a clear bag policy. They don't want people bringing in anything weird or inappropriate. So that, again, is Hip Hop Saturday Night Skate from 8 until 10:30, age 18 plus. Okay, tomorrow, Sunday morning meditation at the Shambhala Center of Durham, 733 Rutherford Street, right around the block from 9th Street, from 9 until noon. It's a 3-hour event. You don't have to be there all 3 hours. It's a drop-in event. You just come as you please. You can just meditate, or you can learn how to meditate if you don't already know how. They're going to have sitting meditation and walking meditation. And if you simply can't go in person, that's fine, because you can attend via Zoom in your jammies. There you go. Let's see. Oh, don't waste Durham. They're going to have a boomerang bag sewing party that will be tomorrow from 1 until 4 at So Crafty downtown, 101 Orange Street. That's on the corner of Parrish and Orange. It's that little alley that runs just west of Mangum. So what they do, they make these boomerang bags, which means these are bags made out of cloth, usually out of donated cloth materials. They make these bags, and then they donate them to stores that allow them to do so. The whole idea is to use cloth bags over and over instead of the one use plastic bags, which I admit is very, very wasteful. So if you're good at ironing seams or using sewing machines, then definitely click on that link there on the Let's Go page, and then choose an hour between 1 and 4 and join them. That should be lots of fun. And if you own a store, you might want to contact Don't Waste Durham and say, I want you to drop off some boomerang bags at my shop. You can definitely do that as well. Now, also happening tomorrow, last but not least, the Triangle Dance Studio will be hosting Sunday Salsa Social at the Triangle Meeting Space, 2603 South Miami Boulevard. You can dance salsa, bachata, cha-cha, kizomba, merengue, cumbia. And if you don't know how to dance any of those dances, then be sure to get there by 6:30, because they will be teaching you how to do those dances, and then they'll let you loose and you just dance all you want. Admission is 9, 7 for active military and students with current ID, and free. if you're 16 and younger. All right. So don't forget that Dr. King Day is Monday, but the how to page shows you the various events you can participate in starting tomorrow through Thursday. And like I said, you know what? I'm going to keep, hmm, hmm. I might have to put together a volunteer page because the need is there, all year round, like I was just saying. And if you're looking for things to do, like I said, it's a good way to help your community. It's a good way to stay busy. What my grandmother used to do, she used to suffer from depression in December, during December, because my step grandfather died on December 13th, which is my birthday, obviously before I was born. But anyway, I shouldn't say obviously. But anyway, so she got over her depression by volunteering. She would go to Laura Beta Hospital and visit people, or whatever hospital. I'm from Chicago. You might not know that hospital. So it's a good way to stay busy, a good way to alleviate depression. And like I said, if you don't have experience working a job, through volunteer work, you can still put together a resume, and that can lead to a job. Just saying. And don't forget to put your church work or your masjid or temple work in there too, when you're doing your resume, if you're just getting started or whatever. All righty, let's check the weather because I want to see what James is talking about. So let's do some weather real quick. Kaboom. Okay, it's 46 degrees. That's not too bad for the middle of winter. Is the sun trying to come out? It's not scheduled, but it can do what it wants to. Okay. So it's supposed to be cloudy all day long. We'll see about that. The high today will be 53. Now, tomorrow is going to be very questionable, especially for those volunteer events that I just read off a few minutes ago. The high will only be 43, and there's a 95% chance of, and I'm going to say precipitation because I got an advisory, a weather advisory, that it's going to snow tomorrow. And that's going to put a stop to everything. You know what I'm saying? So, 95% chance, yeah. Those links that I gave you, keep up with those links because I have a feeling that all of those events that I listed for tomorrow will be rescheduled either for Monday or later in the week. All righty, now Monday, Dr. King Day, the very Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a lot of us just say MLK, but it's the very Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Put some respect on his name. So his day will be 45 degrees and sunny. There you go. All righty, I think that is it. Let's see what Mr. James is talking about. Let's bring him on. Okay, first click on dynamic scene. Okay, add James to the scene and click on transition. Boom! James, are you there? I see. Uh oh. Is it me or is it you? Wait, I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Let me make sure my volume's up. Okay, my volume is up. Let's see. Uh oh. Yeah, he's getting his volume together. Let's look ahead to the weather for next week while he's doing that. In fact, let me check my other weather app to see if they're talking about snow tomorrow because I have several weather apps, as you can guess. And while we wait for James to do that, let's see. Does it say snow for tomorrow? Let's see. It says 86% chance of precipitation, and it does say snow. Ooh, what? For today, it's saying rain today. Now, my other app does not mention rain for today, and my Weather Channel app says that it is going to rain. Now, mind you, I told you before that the app the weather app that comes with the iPhone gets its readings from, you know, the actual, in town readings, like probably either at Duke or something like that. The Weather Channel, they get their readings from the airport, so it's not necessarily exactly what we get here in town. So that's why sometimes there are temperature variances, and also in terms of, um, whether it snows, rains, or whatever. So it says rain this morning with some sunshine during the afternoon hours. So I saw the sun trying to come out. And then it says tomorrow, 86% chance of, and it's showing snow and rain with a high of 42. And Jane, you might want to like restart, because sometimes that'll fix everything, where you leave and then come back and then click on the link and I'll bring you right back. Because that happens. That happens sometimes. So we'll just wait for James to come back. Indeed. No worries. Okay, so let me get back to the weather here. So it looks like it's not going to be too bad next week. Monday 46, Tuesday 42, Wednesday 49, Thursday 56, Friday 54, Saturday 52, Sunday 40. Yeah, we're not going to hit 30s again until next week. Of course, at night we'll get colder temperatures, but it looks like next week we might even get some snow next Wednesday. Wow. So it's going to be 30s and 40s next week. So we'll see. And hopefully when James uh, so basically, James has a new CD out that's coming out, and we're going to talk about that. So, oh, he's back. Okay. So, add to scene and transition. James, are you there? No, I can't hear you. Oh my good. Let me make sure that my volume is up. It's definitely up. Yeah, it's showing my speakers are at maximum. So, click on the little icon in your address thing of your computer and make sure that well, obviously your camera's on, I can see you, but also make sure that your mic is on. And I wish I could help you on this end. Uh-oh, I think he turned off his camera. Come back. Okay, okay. So we know the camera button works, but we need you got more than one guitar back there. What in the world? But we need to get that mic going. Uh, I wish I could help. So you left and came back. You checked the little icon thing in the address bar. Um, do you have a Bluetooth speaker or something? You might have clicked on the sound coming out of your
What
Bluetooth.
about now?
Oh, I can hear you now. What did you do?
Okay, great.
What did you do different?
I I changed the setting.
Okay, there you go. So you were on Bluetooth or something, or
Yeah, it's connected to my recording studio, so I sometimes I have to find
oh,
which mic.
okay. So you had the output going to like headphones or something, probably.
Yeah.
I got you. I understand. I have my little music set up right over here, so I know about. See, check this out. Let's see if I can.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I
wait. I can see. Oh, I can see behind you. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
got a
Nice.
keyboard.
That's a MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, and I have a guitar hanging in the wall of my bedroom, and I got my little. What do you call this? The little. What do you call this?
Oh, that's an audio. That's
The
an
the
audio.
audio
That's an interface.
interface
It's an
thingy.
interface. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get some music together too.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes going on in the music industry now.
Yeah, actually I was just watching a video today where I I didn't know this, because I don't subscribe. Well, I do have a free Spotify
Mhm.
account, but a lot of people have been relying on Spotify. They're paying Spotify every month. A lot of them don't realize when you stop paying Spotify, you lose all that music.
I know. I know. So you,
Hello.
actually, I made some adjustments in the way I do things. After I'll talk, and thank you so much. After listening to you, I made some changes, and I don't know if anyone know about the music that's coming out, and I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Oh yeah.
But um, I have a release scheduled for February the 2nd. So now
Mhm.
I'll let that release go on, but I've created my website so people can get my music directly from my website. And because
Good.
people join up to your show, they're going to receive a free gift. And we'll get to that just
Okay.
by listening to your show.
Excellent. Because like we were saying earlier, and actually let's jump forward first. And why don't you tell us about your music, and then I'll make my comment. But let's talk about your music because I know that's why you're here.
Oh, well, I am so excited because, well, I know everybody have gifts, talents, and abilities, and if you don't find those, that well, the word says that your gifts brings you before great men. Of course, that's men and women. So when people find a gift, it opens doors that connects to your purpose, and
Mhm.
so anyway, um, I started playing the bass at 12 years old.
Mm.
I listened to Stanley Clark and all these other,
Ooh,
and
okay.
and that's what I realized. There's gifts and talents and abilities, and once you find your gift, it helps validate your worth, and it brings
Mm.
you into a group of people um, with similar likes. And it
Mm.
also keeps you. That helped me. I grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, which is a high crime area, but
The
because
double L train.
yes, the double. What do you know about that?
Because I lived in New York for a semester while in college. I went
Mhm.
to Fordham, the commuter Fordham,
Yeah.
and I met for the second time my great aunt Emma,
Uh-huh.
who lived in the Bronx, and
Mhm.
we became quite good buddies. And I kept up with her throughout the rest of her life.
Mhm.
Um, and I had a friend named Sylvia who was from Manhattan, but she had friends in Brownsville. And
Wow.
when we go, we take that double L train and hang out.
Julia Street.
Okay, yeah, I don't know the names of the street, but yeah, and I
Julia
can't be
Street is a stop on the L
okay,
train for
okay.
Brownsville.
Well, that's
Yeah.
where we got off at.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
fond memories.
Oh man. And of course Brownsville. Those of you who don't know, very high crime. It's almost gender resistant.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, a lot of good
But
people live
really
there.
nice people live there, though.
Yeah, yeah, really. Yeah, I concur. Nice people who live there. Um, but yeah. So growing up in Brownsville, and so because I was into the music, I would stay up, just stay upside, just playing, and it kept me from a lot of distractions that a lot of my friends or associates got caught up in.
I can
Um,
imagine.
but also it's good for parents to know too. And I also do workshops with parents and my wife as well.
Mhm.
And something you don't know, I don't know if you know this or not. My daughter also, she's an artist. Her name is Essie Sings, and she would
Oh,
love to tell you about what she's doing. She has a lot of
okay.
things coming up. Yeah, a chip off the old block, or
Is she like on YouTube or what?
yes, yes, she has a website and everything. And
Write this down.
yeah, Essie Sings.
Nice.
Yes, she's having an event on and she can tell you about on January the 29th. But
Okay.
I know we're here to talk about the music. But if I can tell you,
Mhm.
um, of course, growing up in Brownsville, and I've always been a I love people. I
Mhm.
love people, and but I was quiet growing up, and I saw my mother and father they had a great relationship. And I knew at 6 years old that I wanted a family.
Mhm.
Um, but unfortunately, my father passed from kidney failure when I
Mm.
was 7 years old.
Dang, that's hard.
So, oh
Dang.
yeah, yeah, he was a great man, hard worker,
Mm.
and so I was left with that feeling like I wanted to have a great family, but I didn't know what it took. And we
Mhm.
have a lot of men like that, a lot of women like that who they know. Well, can I tell you a short
Sure.
scenario? One day I was at a thrift shop, and I was like maybe 10, and there
Mm.
was a bag of puzzle pieces, and it was bright colors, and it looks great. So I bought it for 50 cents,
Mm.
and no matter how hard or how much I try to put the pieces together, I couldn't figure it out. And so I lost one piece, another piece, and eventually the whole puzzle was I lost track of the whole puzzle.
Mhm.
And one day I was at I don't know, it was another store. I don't know what it was, a Woolworth. But anyway, I was at the store, and I realized why I couldn't put it together, because I saw a box of that puzzle.
Mhm.
And that's how relationships is sometimes. You have the pieces, but until you see the box, it's hard.
Oh, I got you
Yeah.
to guide you.
To guide me. I didn't
Yeah.
have a guide. I didn't know. So you don't know how much of yourself to give. You don't know how much to sacrifice,
Mhm.
because, and you don't know when somebody. So a lot of times, women they naturally have that nurturing qualities, so they can look at a man and say, you know what. I know what can make you better or how to help you reach your potential. But if I don't understand that, I think she's nagging me.
Mm.
She's on my side, but I don't know it. I think, she's trying to get me to give more than I should give. So how do you find that balance?
Mm.
That's only through mentorship. Somebody who's been through that can help.
Mhm.
So if you can kind of, so you need to find a box, find
Mhm.
a mentor, find somebody who has what you want, and then let them tell you those steps. That's why I created this album. Uh,
Nice.
without growing up a father, without a father, and I've been in relationships, and I thought I was in relationships from 12 to in my late 20s. I'm thinking
Mm.
I'm dating, but I'm just interacting.
Okay.
You're interacting, yeah, because I'm thinking I'm such a nice guy because no one ever broke up with me, and but then when I sat back and realized, I said, you know what? Um, when I had a disagreement with with someone I was in a relationship with, I didn't argue. I just started weaning off my calls and start calling less until we kind of.
And you ghost them. Oh no.
So I wasn't really dating. I thought I was dating,
Mhm.
so until I met my current wife.
Mhm.
Now I had to rely on her to teach me what
Mhm.
it was. She had a mother and father who had a healthy relationship,
Mhm.
um, and her father was similar. And her mother was more let's see, she was more vocal,
Mhm.
and her father was more quiet,
Mhm.
but she loved him so much that she helped him. And so you have to trust, sometimes you have to trust people not to take advantage of what you don't understand and what you know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I had
Mhm.
to trust my wife. I had to let her lead sometime because I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to talk
Mhm.
through a disagreement and or still hold on while you're disagreeing. Um,
Mm.
there's
Mm.
little
Oh,
things
that's so important. Gee.
Yes, yes. Little things like
Yeah.
developing a nonverbal communication. Uh,
Mm.
you may disagree, and then sometimes you shut down. Both of you shut down, and then one person say, "Okay, well, let me just speak," and then you start speaking, and the other person say, "Well, I knew you was wrong. That's why you're speaking." So sometimes you don't have words.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't have words, well, develop a nonverbal um, nonverbal communication. Like I would grab her feet, stop massaging her feet, and not say a word. So it's
Mhm.
saying that I'm still, even though we may disagree, I'm still here with you.
Mhm.
You
I like
know,
that. Yeah.
little things like that. But I had to, that cost, those lessons cost me. You
Mhm.
know, even in communication, sometimes people want to vent. So
Mhm.
they want to vent and just let you listen. But if you don't know that, you're going to try to help and try to talk.
Exactly.
And then you
Exactly.
say, well, you're not listening. And then sometimes you want people to help. So, so
Mhm.
you start talking. And because I got my hand slapped, I don't say anything.
Right.
And then the response may be, oh, you don't care. So what I learned,
Communication is key, isn't it?
yes, yes. So what I learned is, if someone's communicating,
Mhm.
find out up front. Now, do you want me to listen, or do you want me to give opinion? So you find it up front, so you know.
Exactly.
Yes, but I
I
tell you,
like that.
these lessons that I've learned and are so valuable, and it took
Mhm.
years. So I don't want people to have to go through those years of lessons if I can just give them these little nuggets.
Mhm.
People who are dating, sometimes people are dating with an image of what they want in a person, but sometimes
Mhm.
the person that you're looking for are not the person that's looking for you.
Yeah, and sometimes I think a lot of young folks are basing what they think dating or adulting is all about is what they see on YouTube or
Mhm.
Instagram,
Uh-huh.
whatever. So these nuggets that you're giving people, or these tidbits of advice and life lessons, they still have to go through it though themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's nice to have some guidance.
Yes, yes, and people are at different levels. So there may be some people who can, you kind of take what's helpful to you and throw away the rest. But at least you have something out there. You
Mm,
know, like for instance, the difference between love and like. You
mm,
can love someone. Love is the commitment, but
mhm,
we know even when you're in love, um, you don't always feel like you don't always feel connected.
mhm,
You may feel yeah, there's disagreement, but you
mhm,
still hold on because of the commitment.
mhm. I
But
got
now, if you can stop liking someone's character, and now that can make you withdraw your commitment.
I got you.
Right? Because
Okay.
say for instance, now there was a relationship that I was in, and I mean, loved me to death, but then cruel to other people,
Oh,
and it made me stop disliking,
yeah.
and then I didn't feel the same, and I withdrew my commitment. And another point is loving yourself is better than liking yourself, and let me tell you what that is.
Okay.
You can like yourself. You ever see somebody, they're argumentative, and
Mhm.
you see doors, and wherever they go, there's always a conflict.
Yeah.
Then
Mhm.
you confront them about it, or you ask them about it, and oh, that's just the way I am. I just tell it like it is. Now,
Yeah.
that can be a person who likes themselves too much to change.
Mm.
But if you know that that's impeding your progress or standing in the way of you getting all that you can get or achieve,
Mhm.
you love yourself enough to change.
Okay. Yeah.
So loving yourself. So we all need to change. We all need to change because to get to where we have to go. Because we
Mhm.
say
Mhm.
stagnant. That's what growth is all about. A growth mindset. So does that make sense?
Makes a whole lot of sense. Makes a whole lot of sense.
So I lived a little bit, and
Mhm.
and I see today, working with young people, and I see there's such a disconnect. So they want things. So I want to help them get
Mhm.
that. So
I have to say that's a really good attitude because I can't remember who I was watching. Somebody, it was on YouTube. It was an R&B artist, male. I can't remember who it was, but he was saying to some young folks, I don't. He said, I don't want y'all coming to my show.
Mm,
You know, he said this for grown folks.
yeah.
And he said, y'all stay in y'all lane. I don't want you. And people were like, because he was complaining that a lot of older artists are still trying to be youthful and
Mm,
still trying to dress and act in such ways that it's not doesn't go along with their age. And he said it was weird. And he said, I'm not trying to cater to you young folks.
mm. See,
And, but your attitude is different. I like your attitude in that you are you got something for the young folks too.
yes,
But you're not trying to be young,
no,
but you're imparting your knowledge and your life lessons.
yes.
I like that. I think it's more helpful than saying I'm not interested in you all at all.
No, yeah, and I respect where he is,
Yeah.
but I want to stay on my course, because I
Mm,
know what God put in my heart. If somebody wants something, and you know how to get, so basically, I want to meet them where they are
mhm,
and
mm,
not resent where they are.
mhm, mhm,
But if they want to get someplace where I have been, I want to show them that road and
mhm.
how to get there in their way. For
Nice.
instance, young people sometimes it seems like they've lost their way. They think that the BBLs,
Mhm,
the hair and all these things, so they they interact and have lustful interactions and call it love. And then you
mhm,
have people who, how much it's reasonable to give, or just because I love them, should that be an excuse to give away my all?
mm. Okay.
And I'll share one of the lyrics from my songs. I know I shared it last week, but I think it's worth sharing again. And
Sure.
it goes like this. And this is a woman talking to a gentleman, and she's saying, "I can't give you my all because if you leave me, wait a second, just because I oh I'm sorry. Let me start again. Just because I love you doesn't mean that I stop loving myself. I can't give you all of me because if you leave, I will have nothing left."
That's actually a scary thought. Wow. I like that.
But that's what's happened. And then when somebody says, and we have to watch the verbiage that we, or the phrases that we accept, because that becomes a belief.
Yeah, what did it say? I gave you the best years of my life or something. Yeah, that's not really good.
Oh no, no,
Yeah.
no, and it's the way you see, because now you see in films and verbiage like "you complete me." You never want someone to complete you, because if you think that they complete you, if they leave, that means they're taking a part of you. So then that can make you feel that you're entitled to take them out because
Oh my
they're
goodness.
taking you.
Or you'll just feel perpetually incomplete, I guess.
Yes, you think that you're incomplete. Yeah, and that's the second thing. You feel that you're incomplete, but you're all So learning how to love and respect yourself first
Hmm.
determines who can be a part of that journey with you.
Hmm. I like
So
that. Okay.
finding out where that line is,
Hmm.
so it I'm not dictating to people. I'm trying to help them get to what they say that they want.
Hmm. Hmm.
And because there's such a it's so mixed out here. People are saying, are being in abusive relationships, and they're having their children being abused, and then their answer to that is, "I love him," or "I love her."
Hmm.
Where do you let off? What's healthy?
Hmm.
Loving in a healthy relationship. So anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the name of your CD?
Well, the CD is called Love and Faith.
Hmm.
I've been a romantic since I was born,
Hmm.
but I also love God.
Hmm.
So I blended the two together. So why not have then? So I'm thinking, if you want to listen to a love song, you know, why not? Why do we have to always go back to old school, which is great? Old school, I
Mm.
think, is one of the best schools.
Oh yeah.
Why not have and the modern songs today are more um, surfaced?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't you really have to look hard to find something that shows a respect for love, respect for men, and also respect for God. So I put
Mm-hmm.
it together. So now these songs not only have lessons in it, but it's also good music, but it kind of points to healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I have a song called. Um, Let me give you an example. I have a song called "Heal You" while God heals you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a gentleman who wants to get into a relationship and he thinks that it's his job to heal you. But of course, you can't heal a person. So if that doesn't work, he'll
Mm-hmm.
feel like a failure. And then she may feel like, okay, this relationship's not working. So it's better to say, you know what? I'm not here to heal you, but I'm here to stay here while God heals you.
Ooh, okay. That's a
And
good.
and,
Okay.
and, and because people have been hurt before, but that's not a reason to put those barriers on you or to make you try to pay for what somebody else has done.
Ooh, yeah, that's unfair. Yeah.
But if I'm loving you and you tell me you have these issues, I make an agreement up front. I know there's going to be issues. And when I see that you're triggered, I'm not going to take it personal and fight you for it. I'm going to stay here while God heals you through those things.
I like that. It sounds like a good song.
Well, you know what? Um,
And
uh,
we'll get to hear it next Sunday, won't we?
you can hear it today if you like, but I, because of you and thank you, I've created a website that's up and functioning.
Ooh.
And should I tell them now?
Yeah, I got my pen ready to write it down.
Well, um, I wrote so the album is called Love and Faith. So it blends love, respect for each other, and
Mm-hmm.
also love for God.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the album releases on February the 2nd. We have a
Mm-hmm.
listening party on January the 25th
Uh-huh. Sunday.
at 7 p.m. And I'm going to be giving out free prizes on that day. So we're going to listen to it. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But because your listeners are listening to this, now the
Mm-hmm.
release, of course, if you want to buy it, it's like 99 cents, but you can always hear it. But you want to download it's 99 cents from Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But on my website, you can name your own price.
Okay.
You can name your own price, and it starts at 50 cents because we don't want to go,
Sure.
we
You're
don't
gonna
crazy.
be ridiculous. Yeah.
But check this out. It's 50 cents 50 cents, so it's a lot cheaper, but I also have some free songs on there that you can download. I have a free song on there you can download if
Huh.
you go to the website, and they can do that today if they like. The
Okay.
website is called Epitome One. That's EPITOME, the number one dot
Mm-hmm.
com. That's my website. If you go to that website now and
Okay.
you go to click music, you'll see all the tracks and you'll see the free tracks.
All
Actually,
right.
actually, I can share it if you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Let's
know if you
click
set up
on
with it.
things. Yeah. I think.
Can you see it?
Oh. Okay. Add to scene. Okay. Wait. Let me do it this way. Boom. Okay. So
Can you see it?
yeah. Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. I see it.
Can you see the tracks?
I sure can.
Wow. Um, would you like a sample or is this a good time?
Yeah. I'm trying to click on spotlight. Okay. Wait. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so I don't know if we could. Yeah, let's listen to a few seconds because I think because of Facebook, we'll probably get in trouble. So just
Oh,
a few seconds.
oh, it's not it doesn't register now, so they wouldn't hear it. Cause and it's my song, so they wouldn't hear it. I mean, it wouldn't ding you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
You ready?
Yeah.
Now this is the song I was talking about healing. Can you hear it? Can you hear it now?
Yeah, sounds great.
Thank you.
I know you've been hurt before. Now I'm here not to fix you, but to love you while God heals you. I see it in your eyes. You carry heavy storms. I used to rush to fix like I could make it calm. But love is not a cure. Love is a steady home. So I sit close in peace and let you not be strong. I can't rewrite your past, but I can stay right here. I'll pray when words won't come. Let Jesus draw you near. Here in your love, not fixing. Staying while God is moving. I won't force you to be fine. I'll love you through the time. I'll give your heart its space. I'll keep this love a safe place. Here in your love, not fixing. Trust in the Lord is working right here. I'm not leaving. Take your time. God is healing.
So that's just a sample,
Yeah, I like that.
and
Golly.
oh man, and you know what?
Good one there.
Think just for your listeners, just for your listeners now, they can. If you look here, they can download this today. It's free. You just go
Ooh,
to my website and just download this. This is God First, um, and you can download it. So I'll be glad to make that available.
well, thank you. Should I take this off the screen now, or?
Well, if you like, it's your
Yeah,
show. And,
yeah. I'm just
sure.
gonna remove that real quick and bring us back
Okay.
on. Wait, let me see how to do that. Kaboom. Wait, let me. There we go. There we
Okay.
go. That was nice.
Thank you. I am so excited.
Nice chords and everything.
I have a song, and I know at the listening party we'll talk about it, but I've seen people, and I grew up in the church,
Hmm.
and I've seen people dedicated to the church, which is great. But I've also seen people lose relationships or have broken marriages because they spend so much time in the church that they forgot about their spouse.
Oh, well, don't do that.
So, and I have a song called "You're My First Ministry." As
Hmm.
a man saying, you know what, you're my first ministry. I'm going to serve God, but my ministry is serving you. How can I skip over you to get to God? But that's why God says, when you have something wrong, you have something against your brother, go fix that first. You know, same
Hmm.
thing in marriage, fix that first. Don't. And also the Bible says, if you have an issue with your wife or with your spouse, then it interferes with your relationship with God.
Hmm. Hmm.
God uses your people to help you. But anyway, so it's you're my first ministry.
Nice.
My favorite. Well, I'm not gonna tell you my favorite because I don't want to bias anyone, but I do have a favorite that I play over and over again. And
Hmm.
these are songs that you can kind of turn the lights off and listen to and learn. You can listen and learn while you're enjoying the music.
Hmm. I like that. So epitome one.
Epitome.com.
and that's epitome
Yes.
It's a strange word, epitome. I mean, it's probably based in Greek or something, or
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, epitome. There you go. Yeah. So Love and Faith is the album. So we can hear it on Spotify, but we can own it by going, and which is smart,
Hmm.
by going to your website and actually downloading it and owning it. Because when you, I don't want to. I just heard something very disturbing about Spotify today.
Hmm.
I was watching a video, and I guess the man who started Spotify, I forget his name, but he is now using the great wealth that he has attained through Spotify to back wars and
Wow.
weapons. And yeah, yeah, I think he's going a little mad. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's not using the, and it's not like you can tell people how to spend their money, but when people, they show you who they are sometimes.
And you don't have to support it.
You don't, yeah, you're not obligated to. So a lot of people are actually leaving Spotify. There's been quite an exodus, so to speak, and also artists and their fans are starting to realize um, that they say the music industry is dead. I don't think it's dead, because in Japan and Korea, it's very vibrant because they never stopped selling
Mm-hmm.
CDs and records, and so musicians are still getting paid for their work. It's the Western world that has fallen prey to Spotify, and so the person making the money is now getting involved in wars and whatnot, and the musicians, they're funding all of this, and they're not making any money,
Mm.
except for the top musicians,
Yeah.
Beyonce and Taylor Swift. They're making money, but most people who are musicians with their music only on Spotify
Mm.
are losing out. So yeah, you musicians need to start. Come on now, you got to come out with the CDs.
Yes, and because I spoke to you last week as well, I'm going to make CDs available
Yes.
through the website. So I just started designing the website just last night, but it's up and
Mhm.
running, and
I am
yeah.
so happy to hear about that, because I'm going to first. I have to find this guy's name. I'm going to send you the name of this guy that I watch occasionally on YouTube. I don't watch him with, any regularity, because I'm not a recording musician, but I just find him interesting and what he has to say. But I'm going to send his name to you once I have to look for him and figure out what his name is.
Okay.
But he has been instructing musicians for at least years,
Hmm.
as far as I can tell, that they have to go directly to their fan base and not rely
Yeah.
on Spotify. And back in the day, I guess people were selling their songs through iTunes, and what's it called, Amazon,
Apple and
and yeah, yeah, Apple Music, and that sort of thing. So he's been saying for quite a while that you have to serve your customers directly
yeah. Yeah.
and have them, make them involved in your career, with the T-shirts and the CDs and all, concerts, and all of that. You know.
Yeah. And you see that, you see musicians now, everybody has to go they're going concerts now because the money's not flowing. And for me, it's not about the money; it's about getting it out. But
Mhm.
just like you said, I don't want, just because I stop subscribing, that now my music disappears. So I'm going to
Yeah.
transfer those certain tracks to my
Mhm.
website directly.
Yeah.
And if I can tell you more about my mission, I want to fill this gap. I
Mhm.
have a song, not only bridging the gap and teaching about love and what I've learned. Now, my wife and I, we've been together about 35 years, been married 30 years,
Congratulations.
and
Sweet.
um,
Nice.
I started from zero because
Mhm.
I didn't know what I didn't know.
Mhm.
Um, but I, but And I have a song called "When Love Is Not Enough."
Mm,
um, I had to learn. I had to stay there, and you have to stay there to take your licks sometime to get to the lessons. And,
mm,
and you have to consistently forgive. But what do you forgive? What do you hold on to?
mm,
Where do you draw those lines? Anyway, I learned all that. But not only am um, is teaching and talking about love, but what about other solutions or life issues? I have a song called "You're Still You." This is a song with people who have family members, loved ones who are suffering from dementia, and
mm,
it's a comforting song. How to love on those going through that,
mm,
people going through depression, so I want to put lessons and wrap it up with good music
mm.
to help.
I relate to that because I moved here to take care of my aunt. She had Alzheimer's. And one thing I learned from taking care of her, now she and my mom were both really good dressers. They like to look sharp. They're beautiful women. And one thing I learned, I don't know when it occurred to me, because I always love to take pictures of flowers. I love photography and I love flowers.
Mm.
So of course I love taking pictures of flowers.
Mhm.
And it's typical when you watch the photographers, they're always removing the old spent flowers and you only want the beautiful fresh flowers. And I realized I was taking pictures of some flowers and I was gonna remove it. And it occurred to me, those are beautiful too.
Yeah.
And I said, so now when you see pictures of flowers that I've taken, sometimes you see old beat up looking flowers.
Mhm.
And it occurred to me, I guess because I was caring for my aunt who was no longer the young, beautiful woman that she was when I was a kid. And I realized she's still beautiful.
Yeah.
She might look a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would love to hear a song like that.
Yes. And you know what? Because you asked, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on. I'm going
Oh,
to make it downloadable.
excellent.
I'm
Okay.
going to make it downloadable on my site, so it'll be there. But then by 3 o'clock, you'll be able to download it. Just go to my website.
Well, you have a song like that already.
Yes. Yes. Dementia. Yes, because you're still you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny when you're in a weird stage of life. And I'm saying weird because not everybody cares for someone with dementia. So you do feel kind of like, and what often happens, people do step away. Sometimes they don't want to see their old friend looking like that or forgetful or whatever. And so it's isolating,
Yeah.
very isolating for the caregiver and the person with dementia. Yeah, so having a song that we can relate to, I think that's wonderful and
So
very unusual that you would even do that.
and that's what I want to do. I want to help, because God has blessed me. And those of you who don't know, not only did I grow up in Brownsville, I became an NYPD officer.
Ooh,
And from
okay.
19, you did not know that I was a.
You said that last time, and I'm just like, yeah, I forgot about because I'm thinking of you as the former director of the Boys and Girls Club. I forgot you. Yeah, you did say you used to be a police officer. Is
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can tell you from 1987 to 1991, I was an undercover narcotics officer during the crack era.
Ooh,
Um,
oh, that was rough.
Oh man, it was like New Jack City. If you ever seen that movie, and and then in '96, I became a gang partner when we had the gangs that came into New York, the Bloods and Crips. So
Mhm,
I started a youth program, became the youth officer, started a youth program that we documented approximately 3,000 youth that we kind of help
mhm,
stay out of gangs, and I'm still good friends with them now. We were losing a child a day to gang violence
yeah,
because
yeah.
when they came in, when the Bloods and Crips came in, they were everybody was involved. It just we was losing a child a day to gang violence, and I didn't know what to do. I just started a youth program within the precinct,
Mhm,
um, and um, uh, long story short, it wound up being the largest youth program, police sponsored in New York City. Our gang violence dropped 62%. And
62.
62% because we was reaching we was reaching the young people and doing gang intervention and prevention. So I wrote a book called How to Reach the Prodigal Child. Actually, I'll put that also, make that available on my site, because these
You
are.
should, because I didn't know about that.
Yes, yes. Actually, I was a consultant for Mayor Bill Bell, starting 2004, and we're good friends. And I helped him, talk through what's going on with the young people concerning gang membership and things. So
Mhm.
my passion is to help, and also help parents. Um, help. This is a whole nother show, because I do have an expertise on reaching young people and
Mhm.
helping them, find the value. For instance, uh, uh, I talk about the three P's. There's unique purpose, which is connected to their compassion, their prizes, which is their gift, talents, and abilities, and their unique personalities. And when parents work with young people, now the Bible says, don't provoke your young child. Don't provoke your child, or they'll be discouraged. So you provoke a child when you have mixed or different characteristics, and you're trying to force yours onto them, because
Mhm.
they feel that you love them because of the commitment, but they feel you don't like them because of the acceptance.
Ooh, okay.
So that's a whole nother thing, and that's what I learned working with these young people. A lot of times they feel the parents love them because they obviously see the commitment, but don't like them because they feel they don't accept their characteristics. If someone, matter of fact, you have a child who's analytical, that's just the way God made them. But then
Mhm.
you don't want to give information, or you punish them for being that way. They feel you don't like them.
Mhm.
You love me but don't like me. And a lot of times, even in growing up in these, I was a police officer in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and working in the schools. And I remember this child was very mild mannered. He loved people, but his mother was more a driver, more forceful. But
Yeah.
he ridiculed him because he wouldn't fight. But that's not his way.
Yeah.
So he didn't feel she liked him. Uh,
Ooh,
but
okay.
that's a whole other thing. We can.
No, that's deep though. I mean, I hope we can talk about that at another time. It's very deep, and that's a great interest of mine. When I moved back to Woodlawn, so I was born in Woodlawn in
Mhm,
Chicago. Back then, in the 50s, Woodlawn was a bustling, busy. Um, did you ever see that movie Raisin? It's an old movie. I know it was redone. Raisin in the Sun,
yeah, yeah.
about an inner city black family that moves to a so-called white suburb.
Mhm,
So Woodlawn was the original neighborhood. They changed the names.
mhm,
So Woodlawn was the original neighborhood from where the family from Raising the Sun started. And back in the 50s, it was a vibrant, full uh,
uh-huh,
neighborhood of all these different income groups. They weren't all rich or poor. They're just struggling, mostly struggling families. They moved to Chatham, which was a white suburb, and Chatham is actually where I grew up. So actually, I relate to Raising the Sun very strongly because we did go from Woodlawn to Chatham.
mhm,
Although the Chatham I moved to wasn't all white.
mhm.
But I mean, it's more dramatic when you're the first. Of course,
Yeah.
we weren't the first, yeah, but it was the same neighborhood, and a lot of white people were still there. A lot of the elements were still there.
Uh,
Um, so when I returned to Woodlawn as an adult, right before I moved here to Durham, it had become by then a low income
mhm,
neighborhood with lots of gangs, lots of drugs, lots of problems. The old people were still there, and they were still, good folks.
mhm,
Um, but it was interesting to see how the neighborhood, because a lot of the families that were uh, ambitious left Woodlawn. So who was left? The old folks and the people who were still struggling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really interesting for me to move back to Woodlawn, to a changed Woodlawn, and to see all the, the drugs and the violence and and that's actually one reason why I started my newspaper, to
Mm-hmm.
because I noticed to me the biggest difference between the folks in Woodlawn and Chatham, was that they didn't have the information that we had in Chatham, because in Chatham mostly we were two parent families, working parents, because somebody had to buy the houses
Mm-hmm.
somehow. So these were the families that were, I guess you would say, successful, because the parents were working and able to feed their
Yeah.
kids every day. Still struggling, a lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
but still we were able to get out and actually go from apartment to house.
Uh,
So I got really interested in these problems, um, and I tried to confront them in very strange ways, as a person who is uneducated when it comes to child care and gangs and all this sort of thing. So I would hold these little protests through cartooning. I would put anti-gang cartoons out,
mm-hmm.
and they were really popular. And then I realized that I could do more by having a
Mm-hmm.
little newspaper. And I think it really helped, because I was able to get a lot of information that people needed.
Mm-hmm.
Because most newspapers, they have robberies, assaults, and
Uh-huh.
affairs on the front page, and I said, "No, I'll leave that to the Sun Times and the Tribune. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to just give information and accolades, because it was really weird.
Good.
Poor folks never get any accolades. They get blamed.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, are bad. But when their kids are good, poor parents don't get any accolades for that.
Mm.
Let me tell you of one event. I know I'm starting to take over the show here, but
Oh no.
I got to tell you about this one event that really killed me.
Uh-huh.
So, so Woodlawn, like I said, I had started my little newspaper. It was called the South Side. Actually, it was called the Woodlawn Scoop, starting out.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then eventually became the Inglewood Woodlawn Scoop, or Woodlawn Inglewood Scoop. Then it became the Southside Scoop because I expanded it. But when I went into Inglewood, Inglewood was even lower income than Woodlawn,
Mm.
and we're talking po.
Mm-hmm.
Not even poor. We're talking about po. I was invited to the Benjamin Banneker School for an event,
Mm-hmm.
and I went, and it was amazing. Basically, it was a celebration of the kids who did well on their report cards.
Oh, okay.
What
Good.
they did, they had a parade.
Mm-hmm.
So all the kids would line up against the lockers in the hallway, and then they had the band,
Mm-hmm.
such as they were, to start off the parade through the hallways, and then they had like little cheerleaders, and then the kids who did well on their report cards, they were, they followed the cheerleaders, and
Uh-huh.
they were like, woo, Johnny, go, go,
Mm-hmm.
and they would cheer the kids. Following the kids were their parents.
Nice.
And what's really funny is to see the parents, and they had never gotten applauded for anything, I'm sure, because they're low income. Low income people
Uh-huh.
don't get applauded for anything. And you should have seen the parents' faces. They were like, all shy and stuff. They were like, oh shucks, It was fantastic
Mm.
to see them finally get some accolades for their good kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's really needed.
Oh, definitely. It's desperately needed. And
I've never seen that happen in Durham or any other city that I've
mm,
lived in, but I would love to see that here. And now Durham is different. I know all of our schools are integrated, so that need, I think it's still there, but I think it might be hidden by the fact that there are kids with and without money at
mm,
probably all of the Durham schools. But in Chicago, they use the neighborhood
mm,
uh, um, situation with school. So you go to school in your neighborhood. So if you're low income black, all your classmates are going to be low income black. And that's just the way it is. And sometimes when everybody's low income, you don't have those new, fresh ideas circulating to help you uh, get out of poverty. Because if you get out of poverty, then you move to Chatham, right?
Yeah, and that's something different. That may be behind some of the thinking when they begin to mix or desegregate. Because I had that experience. If you ever watch Everybody Hates Chris, that was my experience.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I went to a majority male white vocational technical high school, but when I went there, it was just the second year that they start desegregating.
Wow.
So it was we had approximately 3,000 people in the school, but only 28 of us were African American.
That's all.
Because it's just like money. There's different ways people see money.
Yeah.
Number one, let's say we won't call it levels, but say number one, you have people who just see money as a way of surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see those who have maybe a higher income bracket. Now they're looking at saving,
Mm-hmm. And investing.
investing.
Yeah.
Then you look at that next one. Now they're talking about legacy. That's the people who want to get their name put on things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talk about another level when you're talking about power, control. This is why people with old money,
Yeah.
they invest in different systems. So
Mm-hmm.
it's you see money differently. So if you have everybody still just striving,
Mm-hmm.
that's the way you're going to see money. So it's not until you get out of that and get to start interacting with those that are on other platforms that or other levels, we'll say, that you begin to think outside the box. So you can think outside the box, but if you don't see money in the way that's going to help you progress, you just
Mm-hmm.
have ideas. But,
Nice. Okay.
but anyway, that's
That's really interesting. No, it's super interesting. But you know what? I would like to see parents get credit
yeah,
more here.
yeah,
But again, they might not think the need is there because when you mix the kids up, low and middle income, then you might miss the needs of the lower income families because you figure, oh, they're all taken care of,
yeah, yeah.
And I still would like to see parents to get, because I've known so many different types of families and so many, and we all have, I'm sure,
Mhm.
all different situations, single dads or single mom or immigrant parents or parents who were formerly incarcerated and just all kinds of different families,
Yeah.
and they need to get credit and blame.
Thank
I
you.
mean, we're quick to assess blame. We're quick to do that, but we're not quick to give people credit. I'd like
Can I
to see
call you
that.
Patricia or Pat? What should I call you?
Pat. Yeah.
Pat. First of all, I agree 100%. Second of all, I'm going to thank you again because every time I come on to your podcast, you give me an idea.
Excellent.
Originally, I want to kind of bridge that gap between those who love God but also love each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expanding to those who have family members who are going through dementia, Alzheimer, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave me another thought and gave me another piece to the puzzle. I'm going to also put songs in there that's also mentoring to parents.
Cool. Cool.
So thank you.
You are quite welcome. Oh my God, I feel honored that I even helped in some kind of way. Appreciate
You're
that.
awesome. And I really, I've been in over 30 years being interviewed from different stations and things. And I say that you are second to none. And you're full of the way you flow and the way you keep interest and I know
Well,
people
thank you.
always tell you that, but
No, but thank you. I no, I for real no, but thank
yeah,
you. I
yes,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, my dad was a social worker, And my mom was a kindergarten teacher in Inglewood. So I have a unique perspective. I know a lot of people, they talk about poor people like they're just like one, like they're all the same or
Mm.
whatever. But when you have parents like my parents, and I guess it's just my life experience,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
um, you realize, oh, of course, we are all taught, oh, people are people. But then you see certain classes of people getting a lot less.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people think, oh, poor folks are getting a lot. They're getting free coats, and we're giving them free food. I mean, those are material things, but where I think people need the help the most is on the inside.
Well, can I piggyback on that?
Sure.
Um, I'm the program manager for the Wake County Local Reentry Council.
Mm-hmm.
So we work with people with criminal backgrounds and help them get second chances, third chances, fourth chances. Yesterday, I was in the recovery court, and I'm talking to people who they have criminal backgrounds, and a lot of them felt kind of out of touch, or like they had no value.
Mm,
And what I told them, and I wholeheartedly believe this. Actually, I know this.
mm,
I told them that I love them, not because I know them, but because I know who created them.
mm-hmm,
I told them I can't sell you a dream because it's too expensive,
mm,
but I'm here to remind you of the dream that's in you.
mm,
I'm going on a treasure hunt because God has placed in you dreams, visions, and please don't be distracted by your journey to get there.
mm,
And it spoke to them. I saw tears, and I saw we all have something in common. We were created when God created us. He had something, a vision in mind of, so He put things in us to get to that journey. But
mm,
don't let people distract you. You don't situations distract you. You don't focus on the test that you go through. You focus on the certificate you earned.
mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry.
Sometimes people forget all that because of the struggle. Because
That's what I'm saying.
life can be such a struggle, though, and then you forget and say, I said when I was 10, I thought I was going to do this and that. I just totally got distracted, and because of the struggle.
Yeah.
A lot of people are probably thinking that way. What did I say I was going to be when I was a kid? When's the last time I even thought about that?
Well, you know what? In that same vein, I know you're saying I'm doing a lot. I created an app yesterday. I'm testing it, and
Oh,
it's an app because I realize sometimes when you get offended, it doesn't reveal the person; it reveals you. Because what is it in you that make you take offense to them? So
mm,
what this app does, for
oh,
instance, you have somebody who's let's say make up something. He's just throwing trash around, and you just
mm,
sitting there watching him. It's not your house. You're just watching him. You
mm,
look at him throwing trash. He must be crazy. People label people,
mm, mm,
and now you take offense because he's throwing trash, and I'm sitting right here. Okay, that's him. But what is it in you? Well, maybe So you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, um, because why should something on the outside interfere with our peace on the inside? We can never calm the storms on the outside
Mm,
until we
mm,
calm the storms on the inside. We're all going to go through something, but it's how you go through it, how you see it. That's why your show is so invaluable. It point out those positive things, and you know what? God operates on a vibration. That's and every spirit has a will. That's why when you go someplace and you don't know anyone, you can sense the will of that spirit. You may not know the person, but you can know something's wrong. Just like you can sense, you can come into the presence of somebody and say, "I like him. I don't know why." You're sensing the will of that spirit.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so but that spirit, it has a will, but it doesn't have authority. But if you it can use your authority against you, and you start imagining things based on that. Because now, if you're in a room with someone who's you sense a spirit of anger or something, you don't know where it's coming from, so you may start misplacing it, and oh, I'm angry at this person, I'm
Mm-hmm.
irritated at this person, but it's really the foundation of it just came from the will of the spirit. So I know
Mm.
it's into a whole nother thing, but it's good
Yeah.
because it goes into self-care. So the reason why I created this app, so you start monitoring the time, how many times you become offended that day,
Hmm. Interesting.
and then so you can start looking at yourself and seeing what can I do to limit those times, to give people a right to be themselves, because we all have an opinion, and we all
So,
can have perception.
so is the goal to identify your faults? Is that the right word?
It's
I
to
mean, what you need to work on?
to identify how many times you're triggered, so you can start tracking how to remedy that, and then you can see
Okay.
how it decreases. So that's just a beginning to monitor that. For instance, if
Wow. What's it called? I mean, is it you're still working on it,
I'm
right?
working on I'm working on it now,
Okay.
because there's going to be suggestions on there on how to start to look at that, because
Mhm.
the basis of it is something I started doing for myself, because I noticed I'm not as offended as much as I used to. Because, for instance, now I have a staff of I used to have a staff of about 7 people,
Mhm.
and this, being a manager has more of manage means more of managing yourself, because you know what needs to be done, but now you got to encourage people. You have to, um,
Delegate.
yeah, you can't leave without you can't drive off without everybody being on a bus. So you have to find
Okay.
a way to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, so you may know what you have to tell them, but you have to monitor when you tell them, how you tell them, so things like that. So I find I'm a different person now than I was when I started this job, 3 years ago, because I've been challenged with characteristics, of other people, and
Mhm.
finding a way to work in spite of that. And even working with people with backgrounds of people who are going through things, because just because, for instance, say you're working with someone, even as a social worker,
Mhm.
and you notice this person has a issue with working with women.
Mhm.
What people would do sometime as social workers is get together. Oh, he got a problem with women. Yes, and they start sharing stories, and they bond.
Yeah.
But the person who needs help, they leave them out.
You leave them out.
So they make a spectacle
Yeah.
over his barrier, instead
Mhm.
of saying, you know what, I see this, or I perceive he had an issue. Let me see. Let me not confront his trigger. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help him. So let me find out how to help him in spite of that trigger.
Mm. That's taking on a lot, but I guess you can do that in certain circles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it takes a lot of you, because
Mm.
all this is self care. Because can you imagine this? We all have an opinion, but just because you have an opinion, don't mean you have to do something about it.
Mhm.
For
That's
instance, look at government. Look at the things that's happening. It's very frustrating. So even going back to when there was the gang issue in New York, um, no one would have solutions. So what we do sometimes when we see these things, we start complaining about it, or we have a compassion for something, and we start talking about it, and we bond. Young people, we have
mhm.
older people get together and they bond talking about young people. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
those young folk.
yeah, and we feel like we bond. But you know what? Sometimes God has always been the same. When there's an issue,
Mhm.
He chooses someone to use to address that issue.
Mm.
But that person who's God chosen to address the issue might be in that crowd complaining.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
just like when we had the gang problem in New York, God gave me a compassion for young people. I never worked with young people before, but I had this compassion. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I went to him and said, Lord, send someone to the young people. And they started coming to me. They was attracted to,
Okay.
to me. So anyway, so I came up with real life solutions. So the same people that are complaining could be the same people that God is giving solution to, but because you're complaining, you're
Mhm.
not moving anywhere. You're not moving towards answer because when you start moving, you're gonna have to go step by step. So that means you have to slow down. Anyway, I know I'm going
So
through a
your
long.
okay. So your app, is it going to be called "Hey, no offense"?
No, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be larger than just a fence. It's going to be other things. So I'm thinking through
Okay.
it. But the basically the goal is to kind of take a look at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when you work with children, young people, you ask them, what happened in school? When you know they got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he or she, as soon as they start with somebody else, okay, it's not the full story. What did you do? Well, they need to, we need to start with ourselves. What is it in us? And when you find out why you take offense, you learn more about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was watching something that it was very disturbing actually. But when during the presidential campaign,
Hmm.
um, a lot of people who were, especially MAGA people, were saying that Democrats were all, I'm going to say PDF files like they do on YouTube,
Hmm.
because I know that's a phrase that they don't accept on social media. But they were saying that Democrats are all inappropriate with young people. Let's put it that way. And they were saying that is like the hallmark of Democrats. That's what Democrats do, and progressives and stuff. And they kept harping on and on about stuff like that, to the point where someone did an analysis and said they hate to really say this, but when you see PDF files everywhere, that could be an indication that you unfortunately have been assaulted or whatever as a child, and it could be some sort of like a spin-off of that.
Hmm.
And that maybe a lot of these people who are shouting that all Democrats are, and they're seeing PDF files everywhere, that maybe this is going beyond the presidential campaign. They might need some counseling, because a lot of them were saying that, and I was like, that is so weird. Why are they all saying that?
Well, you know what? When someone start off by they all, it's false. It's false from the beginning because nobody is they all. So that lose credibility,
Mhm.
especially in my eyes. So like, okay, then you're not informed. You can say maybe a lot, this and that, but when you say all
Mhm.
Democrats, all Republicans, that's
Yeah.
wrong from the beginning.
And
And
when you assign something like that to a political group, that's
mm,
sort of insane.
yeah.
And it might be an indication of something that has really gone wrong, actually, and that you might need some help. And I'm not trying to be silly about this, but it's actually disturbing to me
Mm,
that they were saying such things, not because I was offended at being put in that group,
mm,
but because it's an indication of something that has really gone wrong in your life,
mm.
and you're hanging on to that. And to me, it was really. I know a lot of people were saying jokingly, um, a lot of Republican. How are they putting it? Um, they were saying that these attacks by Republicans were actually confessions.
Wow.
Because a lot of times you'll see people railing against the LGBT community, and then later you hear a story, they're caught being involved in whatever kind of activity that they're railing against. And it's kind of like, yeah, choosing to be offended by something, like, to use your phrase, could be an indication of something that you might have to deal with. And it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
always funny. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
funny.
And yeah, and thank you for bringing that up. And I use a fence, but the app is going to be wider than that. It's going to be how often are you happy? But it's just going to be a mood monitor
Hmm.
to kind of help take a deeper look at yourself.
Hmm. Remember the mood rings from the
Oh,
19th?
sure I do. Sure I do.
So
Yeah,
maybe they need.
they came out about the same time as digital watches came out.
They did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When they out, they used, but they were the black ones though, with the red writing, the red display on it. Oh yeah, I remember that was early late 70s, early 80s.
Now I remember mood rings came out in the '60s though,
Yeah,
because they would change colors according to your mood. Your
yeah,
mood.
no, I remember those. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I remember being a child though, so it had to be '60s. Because I was
Well, well, it must have came out twice, or it must have had must have revamped it because I remember buying the room mood rings, and it was like in the 70s.
okay. Well, maybe
But
'60s and '70s. Because I
but
was a
but
child in the '70s too. I was
oh
older.
yeah,
I turned 13 in I became a teenager in '69.
man.
So yeah,
I was born in 62. So
okay, 55.
yeah, yeah. So actually I'll be 64, I think. Is it 64? I forget sometimes because I don't feel that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I bet you don't. I mean, you're coming out with records. I mean, CDs and stuff.
Man, God's not finished with me yet.
There you go. And we have to remind people though that how do they learn more about this Sunday event? Not tomorrow, but the 25th when we get to hear your new release, Love and Faith, at 7 o'clock next Sunday.
Yeah.
How do we get there to Zoom? Where do we go?
Well, do you still have the let's see. You still have I did a QR code.
Okay, I just want the audience to know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, yes. You go to the QR code and you have it, right? The picture of the QR code.
I don't have it right here, but maybe you want to put it on Facebook and Instagram,
Yes,
and maybe you want to make it available at Epitome One.
yes. If they come to Pity One, they'll see it. I'll put it there,
Okay,
and uh
but prominently put it on. So is it James Johnson on Facebook, or what's your name on Facebook?
it's my Facebook name is the it's called the mentor. Let's see, the mentor expert.
Oh, see, I didn't even see. I didn't even know. Let me write that down. I didn't even know that.
Hmm.
The mentor. Oh, you got to meet Curtis. There's this guy named what is Curtis's last? He's in Texas. He's from Chicago, but he lives in Texas.
Uh-huh.
He does Christ-centered mentoring for men on YouTube.
Nice.
And what is it, Curtis? I'm so embarrassed. Um, when I remember his name, I'll send it to you. But he does really good work. Really
Curtis.
good work.
Was he a Raleigh PD officer?
No, he's from Chicago, but he lives in Texas. Though I don't know what line of work he's in, but I know on the side he does male, like men mentoring.
Oh man, I would love to. I would love
But,
to.
it's Christ centered, mentoring for men.
Yeah.
Curtis,
Please get that to me because I don't know if you know, but I'm also on the executive committee for the JCPC,
what is JCPC? What's that?
Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Oh, okay, okay. Kurt, I cannot think of that man's name. But anyway, let me just write this down to get you that information.
Okay.
Because I never attend his workshops because I'm not male, but I give him a lot of thumbs up,
Yeah.
and because sometimes you gotta let men do men things,
Well,
uh, and
it,
not
it
butt in, if you're not.
I
With
understand.
my things.
I don't know if you know this, but when I came to North Carolina, I started my own business. It was a nonprofit, Life Strategy Solutions, and we trained mentors. And we adopted Go Mentor, and my wife and I, we trained over 2,000 mentors. We had them in 55 schools and after school
Wow.
programs, and that's our
Whoa.
expertise. So now, doing my position as the program manager for Wake Local Ranger Council, one of our mandates now is family reunification, and also being a part of JCPC.
Mm.
I know that there's a lack of opportunities for young people to be mentored. So I definitely would like to talk to Curtis.
Okay. Uh, cool. I will actually what I will do. I will find him on YouTube. And how can I get him in contact with? Do I tell him to go to the Mentor Expert on Facebook, or what should I tell?
Yeah, should I send? I can send. How can I send the link to you? You know, I want to make sure I want to send my Facebook link to you.
You can send it to. I think you've been messaging me, or my phone number is on the screen, and my email is on the screen. A writer at yahoo
I,
dot com.
I just sent my link to your.
Oh, I just got the notification on my watch. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's the link.
Okay, thank you. I will check that out.
Yes, and that's the link that people can use and I'll put the link to um, the the listening party on that.
Okay,
I know we
yes.
over time.
No, it's good. No, it's good. And I will connect Curtis with you. And I think you have a lot to talk about because he's very wise as well. I can't really figure out how old I know he's younger than I am because I'm 70. And I think he's
It
younger than
was great.
you. Oh, thank you. I
Mhm.
think he's younger than you, but he's not a kid. So
Uh, yeah,
yeah, I think you're going to have a lot to talk about.
I look forward to meeting him.
Absolutely. So, folks, you know what to do. Sunday, the 25th at 7, we will all be listening to James Johnson's new release, Love and Faith. I cannot wait to hear it. Love the song that you played. That was awesome.
Thank
So
you.
I can't wait to hear all the rest. How many songs are on the CD? 12?
10. It's 10, but you can also through your program get free downloads.
Okay.
So
Bonus tracks, as they call it.
yeah, tracks. Yes.
Love that. Okay. So with that, wow. James, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for
As
having me.
always, even after the listening session, feel free to come back. We can talk some more. And yeah, thanks again. I really appreciate your visit, and I cannot wait to hear your whole CD. And I'm going to buy your whole CD.
Oh man, and
But I think I'm going to download. I Because I'm a DJ.
mhm.
I think I'm going to download so that I could share your music. I'm going to add it to my music. My DJ music. You know what I mean? Because if I
Yeah.
had the CD, I don't have a CD player
Oh
anymore.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
DJ equipment, computers don't come with the CD slots anymore. So I
Mhm.
think I will download your music so that I could play it.
Okay, well, you know what? It's not going to be just one type of music. It's going to be a lot. And thanks to you, I'm going to pull off some of the music from Spotify and put it on there so it can be accessible.
There you
And
go.
I don't just have that type of music. I got some funky beats because I'm a bass player.
Okay.
So you're going to hear the bass.
Oh, when you said Stanley Clark, I was like, that's high level bass playing right there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And you're here in Boas. Oh man, if you listen to that, you're gonna hear some bass. My promise. Listen to my promise.
Okay, let me write that down. To specifically listen to my promise. What other bass players do you like? I'm just curious.
Um, 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 Victor Wooten, Stat.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, Victor Wooten. You
okay.
got Jaco Pastorius,
Oh, oh,
Ron Banks.
shoot.
Oh yeah,
How about Alfonso Johnson?
I haven't heard him.
He's from Weather Report, and he did a lot of
Oh, Weather
he,
Report. Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man.
early Weather Report. He is very much the same kind of player as Stanley Clark. So you would
Well,
love Alfonso Johnson.
Jaco Pastorius was with Weather Report before he
Yeah,
was killed.
I'm trying to think who started. I think Jocko replaced Alfonso Johnson. I think when they first started, early Weather
Yeah.
Report
Hmm.
had Don Humao on percussion and Alfonso Johnson on bass, and
But
then they got more fusiony.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but anyway,
but
oh
there's some young places took young bass players today have taken it to another level. They're doing tapping.
yeah, oh
You know
yeah.
about tapping?
Were they playing it like this or
Yeah,
something with the
yeah. What?
both
Oh,
hands or whatever?
they just took it to another level.
Okay. Well, I really can't wait to hear your music now.
And you can't forget James Jamerson.
Oh, of course. I mean, he's the standard bearer of bass playing for sure. Although I also like. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not good with the names. Okay, wait.
Marcus Miller.
Yes, I was gonna say. I was gonna say. Yeah, Marcus. What's Marcus' last name? Yeah, Marcus Miller.
Marcus Miller.
And
Nathan East.
yeah, okay, you know all of them.
Yeah, Abraham. It,
Laboriel,
oh man, yes.
junior and senior,
Oh man,
both of them,
yeah, yeah.
and oh, all of them. Kachow. I'm going back to salsa now because you from New York, so you know about Kachow, you know about salsa and all that. So I do like a good bass.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like a good bass, and of course I like Ron Carter and
Ron Carter. Yeah,
the
he plays.
jazz
Of course, he
guys.
plays a stand up too. He plays stand up.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like some. So on the wall, so that's a bass, not a guitar, right? Is that a bass?
Well, which one? I have basic guitar up
Bass
there.
and guitar. Okay.
Let me,
Are
let
you so? Did you take lessons or?
I took lessons, but yeah, I took lessons, but I like playing more by. So you have acoustic. You have
Okay.
this is a Japanese coffee Fender here,
Okay.
but over here these are the bass.
I got you. They look good too.
Oh man, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play as soon as I get off. I'm gonna create some music and I love it. I love it. So,
Nice.
what
It's
better?
nice to have. I don't know if you call it a hobby or a calling or whatever, but it's nice to have something on the side that you can really enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. And what more to not only do something you enjoy, I agree, but that can help other people. So I can blend it together. So I really want to help people to avoid distractions to reach their full potential.
Because once you do that, then you're a happy person.
That's it. And no matter where you are, we all have that in common that we have purpose, we have
Mm,
pride, gifts, talents, and abilities, and we have unique personalities. No matter where you are. Matter of fact, that was the reason that was some of the methods I used to separate a person's image from who they really were. Because sometimes when you think that you're your image, you start acting out of your image, and your
mm,
image will take you places that you're not prepared to go. Just like script,
exactly.
young people like, yo, you good? And then the response in the street, oh, you good? Oh, yo, let's fight. You learning to walk out of the script.
Yeah, exactly. Because I see it a lot when I learned about drill rap.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh no, because it's from Woodlawn. It's from Woodlawn.
Oh,
It's from they call it I think they call it Old Block. It's really I forget what it used to be called, something Gardens. I remember when they were first built, and I remember asking my dad, "Are these fences keeping them out or keeping people in?"
wow.
It's a fenced in area,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and I don't know. So I said, "Oh no, I didn't," because I've met young people, and in fact, I was speaking to some young folks at a summer camp, and they said, "Yeah, they're introducing me. Yeah, Pat Murray's from Chicago." They're like, "Oh, Block," and I was like, and I was, "What are you talking
Mm,
about? Oh, Block." So I looked. I said, "Oh." Oh my God, that's in Woodlawn. And
mm,
so I started watching videos about drill rap, and it's really unfortunate. They're
yeah,
playing roles. They're
yeah,
all just playing roles, and
yeah,
it's really unfortunate because it is shortening their lives literally and taking them to places where they really shouldn't be. And it's really sad to see because Woodlawn, I mean, sure, it's a low income area, but there are a lot of resources. And
mm,
I mean, it's right next to Hyde Park, which
mm,
is the University of Chicago neighborhood. And that doesn't mean that everything's peachy, but let's just say for those who are looking, there are resources for help in getting your family back on track.
mm,
But I told somebody once they were asking why they're an immigrant, and they were black, but they were asking why are black people, so many black people, they were talking about the drug, the drugs and the so-called ghetto life and all that stuff, and why they weren't doing better and why they weren't seeming to want to do better. And I told them I'm not an expert and certainly not schooled in that area, but just from learning from my parents and life experience, I said sometimes you segregate people to the point where they start developing a whole different set of values. It becomes a whole different world, you know, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that world
Mm-hmm.
if they don't have the means to get out. But you separate people from society long enough, they no longer want what you want, and you might blame them and say, "Oh, that's terrible." Well, that's why I like the fact, even though it's a lot of trouble for the parents, I like the fact that the Durham schools are integrated. I like the
Yeah,
idea
I do
of
too.
kids from different income groups and races and countries going to school together. I like that because I actually think that rich people, and my niece works around rich people. She says they are highly um, lacking in a lot of empathy and knowledge and skills and ability to understand people because they're only around rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that the rich and the poor are equally lacking and are both in need of, they need help and development. The problem is the rich people have everything that they need, supposedly, materially speaking and financially speaking. People think, oh, they got everything, you know, they need. On the other hand, poor folks, they're hungry. I mean, the basics, they need the basics, and sometimes it's a struggle just to get that. But on either side of the spectrum, both sides need help. And when they're both separated from each other, of course, a lot of people aspire towards. Oh wait, let me. Okay, wait, let me tell this person, can I call you later? There you go. That was my phone ringing. So, unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, a lot of people would rather be rich than poor. And I understand that. But I think when you segregate people, people will be surprised. When you're around super rich people, some of their values are surprisingly not good. I have a friend who went to an Ivy League school. She was very disturbed by their morals or lack of thereof. Not all of them, of course, but she made sure that her kids, even though they were brilliant, that they did not go to Ivy League schools and that they went to schools with people who are more regular, so to speak. So yeah, when people are segregated, whether they're rich or poor, they develop their own ways to get by. And I like the idea of integration for the poor and for the rich so that you get to see how other people live and get to figure out a way to live that is balanced, more balanced, because being rich is a whole separate thing. My niece said that the suicide rate among the rich people that she lives, and she's a priest. She said I would be shocked at the suicide rate and the suicide idea. What's the word? The thought of suicide among so many of the kids. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So you don't want to be isolated either way, you know. And unfortunately, when people see poor people, they see um, only the bad, not realizing there's a lot of good there. Um, anyway, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But yeah, I was just saying that isolation for anyone is can lead to bad results.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we all need each other for sure.
Yeah.
So, and with that, I'm going to say have a beautiful weekend.
You as well. And
Looking forward to next Sunday. I will be on Zoom with the
thank
rest of
you
the
so
people watching
much.
you because I know we all want to hear your music now after that little sample you gave us.
Well, thank you so much. What shall I tell my daughter as she sings?
Oh, so you said Essie sings, so she has a YouTube channel. So
Hmm.
I will go ahead and subscribe, and then she can. My phone number is there, so she can call me or message me just like you did, and I'll be happy to talk with her and have her on the show. Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And I will have that song. The song is called "Still Here."
Okay.
So
St-
actually, you know what?
Still here. I'm writing it down. Okay.
I'm gonna make that free. So you know what? In about an hour, if you click onto it, you can
Okay.
go ahead and download it from my website.
Thank you. I'm going to definitely do that.
And I did a video. I gotta send that video to you.
You
Oh,
got
wait.
videos?
Give me 1 second. Can you give me
Yeah.
1 second? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send you something.
Okay.
Because
Wait, do you have you have a YouTube? Is it Epitome One
no, I have a YouTube
YouTube
channel.
channel too?
I have a YouTube channel. Can I send that to you?
Yeah. What's the name of your YouTube channel so we could all subscribe?
Okay, I'm gonna put that in your because I
In
want to make sure I get
comments?
it right. I'm putting that. I put the link into.
And put it in the comments too. I
Okay.
mean, like after the show's over, you can go back to Facebook and then put the comments. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
So
but
it's YouTube. So YouTube is J Johnson 0710. Gotcha.
yes, yes,
That's YouTube.
yes.
Okay.
And you're gonna love this. You go. I think you're going to love this. I'm going to send you this link
Okay.
so you don't have to wait. You can just go ahead and listen to it. I'm gonna give you this link, and this is to a music video to "Still You."
Golly. You got videos. You holding back on us.
Mm, It's just so much.
I will
If,
definitely check
if
that out.
if it wasn't too late, I would have played it for you, man. But I think
That's
you're gonna like it.
okay. Well, you'll be back.
Yeah.
You'll
Well,
be back. Well, thanks again, James, for coming on the show. I bet you folks who are watching this are really enjoying it. They're probably saying this is the longest Bull City Hangout I've ever watched, and
well,
I'm here for it. So
thank you so
thanks
much.
again, James. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. So I'll see you on and actually it's a whole week away. So feel free to come back next week or next Saturday to remind us to tune in on Sunday.
Yes, I will because that'd be just a day. Yeah, I will. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
really appreciate you.
let me check my calendar because sometimes on Saturdays I got stuff going on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I have a gig next Saturday, but that's at night. So yeah, so come on the show next Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. And with that, you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in a few days.
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye
Okay.
bye. Thanks
Bye.
again.
Thank you.
Okay. That was awesome. Oh my goodness. And yeah, that sets the record for the longest Bull City Hangout 2 hours and 7 minutes. How about that? So let me let you go because I know you got stuff to do. You're probably saying, oh my goodness, the eggs and bacon have all dried out in the show. So anyway, I will see you guys. Let's see. I will see you Monday is Dr. King Day. I might do the show Monday and I might not. I'm not really sure. I know a lot of things will be canceled for the holiday. So it's more likely that I will not be doing Bull City Hangout until uh, Tuesday. And with that, ciao for now. Have a beautiful weekend.